Hello everyone, Namaste and welcome back to my channel. Today we have a very special person with us. Her name is Marriag Popova. She is my classmate in Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, Canara Institute of Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan. More than being an astrologer, she is a very efficient psychologist. She has her own clinic in Sofia and she has studied Western astrology from Moscow University, Russia. Then she studied Vedic astrology from Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan. But she is fond of late Sri A.V. Sundaram. She has studied astrology with late Sri A.V. Sundaram also. So welcome Maria. She is one of my closest friend. She knows almost all my life. Okay. So today she is going to teach us about various shades of marriage, love marriage, or how the marital life will be, how to see the marriage. Maria, welcome to my channel. Okay, so what do you think about marriage when you are an astrologer? So when you get a chart, what do you for consultation about marriage? So what do you see first in that horoscope?
First of all, in the Western world, marriages are not so popular, and we don't have all the time arranged marriages. Arranged marriages is something that is in India, so actually I don't have much experience with arranged marriages.
Okay.
To be true. But what we are looking usually is if the people are matching together. And basically, I'm not using the Kuta system that is famous in India because I don't find it to be very relevant. I think that there are two, three very simple rules that every astrologer can use. One of it is where are the ascendants to each other, where are the moons to each other. And if we are going to a very basic things, it is if the ascendant or sun sign is male or female. So it is good. One of the partners to have a female, the other to have a male sign. In that way, the equilibrium will prevail. Otherwise, there will be clashes. If there are, for example, two fire signs. Usually in the Western world, they don't come to ask you, is this partner good for me eventually? They're asking if I'm going to get a partner. So this is the main difference. And usually people are asking, will I get married? So first of all, to have a marriage, you have to have a permission of a dasha. Second of all, you have to have, because if the Mahadasha does not permit a marriage, the marriage cannot happen during the whole Mahadasha. It doesn't matter what is the Sadasha.
That's true, that's true.
So this is the first thing. So you have to check if the Mahadasha is related in any way to 5th, 7th, or 11th Lord, or 5th, 7th, or 11th houses. Next, if we go for marriage, we have to have the addition of 2nd, 7th, and 11th houses. If it is not happening in that way, it is very unlikely to happen. So you can check in the already released marriages that there should be this either 2, either 3 of these marks. Actually, if the Lord of the 7th house is into 12th house,
okay,
for Indians, sometimes it means a denying of marriage. But for the Western people, it means that you will probably marry to someone who is outside of your caste or world. So these are very, when we go to the rules, they are very differently interpreted in the Western or Eastern culture. For example, for the Western culture, Jupiter is signifying someone who is outside of your culture, someone who is a foreign by origin. But for Indians, it means someone who is traditionally related to you. So the same rules has to be applied in a different way. But denying of marriage is usually connected to the Dushtana houses, and it is related to the Lord of the seventh house. Well, at the same time, we have to have one or two malefics also connected. But to be, for example, people are asking, I have Venus with Saturn and Venus related to Saturn. No, usually it indicates marriage. What kind of marriage is a different story. It can be good, it can be bad, but indicates definitely a marriage. So basically to find the time for a marriage is not exactly the same for foreigners and for Indians, but you have to look for the dasha, you have to look for the ruler of the seventh house, or
Okay.
if he is associated with another planet which is at the same time active, and you have to look for benefic influences at that time.
Okay. So I just would like to ask you, you spoke about denial of marriage.
Denying of marriage.
Denial of marriage. So can you throw some more light, like if you have like, how can we find whether the marriage is denied? Because the promise have to be there. Promise for marriage have, what I said is that, what I meant is that the promise for marriage should be there in the horoscope.
Yes, but see, in the modern world, you can live freely without a marriage, but you have a partner, you have a family, you have children. So, what is the meaning of denying of marriage is not so significant nowadays. So, you can have a relationship, you can have love life, you just will not sign a paper, which is a different thing. And there are people who have signed a marriage, they don't live together, they have totally different partners, but they are still married on paper. So it doesn't matter. See, the love is something that is coming up more in the world this time. So most probably is more interesting for people to know if they are going to have multiple relationships, if they are going to have one relationship, if they are going to have uh, for example, if they have now a bad relationship, if they're going to have a good relationship. So, for example, if it is a simple rule, if you have Venus close to your ascendant, for example, 11th, 12th ascendant, then you are prone to have more relationships than one, and you are prone to have more connections than one. And if you have bad Venus in the horoscope, for sure you have relationships, and for sure you have love life that is prominent, because you have to overcome the position of Venus, or you have to overcome of the position that is challenging for Venus. So in this life, you have to suffer, or you have to give something to others. So one bad Venus is giving you relationships. This is for sure. But
I think it's
the second half, third, fourth, like, so basically in this time you are not so prone to so many relationships. For example, if you want to have many relationships, fifth house, first house, ninth house, seventh house, 11th house, then 12th house, they will give you more relationships. And if you have a Venus in the 12th house, for sure you're not going to marry for your first ball. This is for sure. You can check in the horoscopes. One of
there
the
is
things that
there is a yoga called Kamathura yoga. That is, this person is full of lust. When Venus is
yes,
in dual, especially in Gemini, that's the yoga called Kamathura yoga, because this person will have a lot of lust and he will go from people to people.
yes, it is there. Personally, I consider some of the yoga combinations. No, basically, I believe that we should be able to understand the chart and without knowing by heart all the combinations, which is, of course, a different teaching.
Okay.
And
So,
second of all, if you want to know the quality of marriage and the quality of
quality of
spouse
marriage.
that is going to come to you, not only Navamsha, but also the D1, they can show it. look at the third house in Navamsha and third house of the Diva, because it is the 9 from 9, and it will show you the karma of your marriage and what is going to be the marriage itself. So if
Okay.
the third house is D9, you are going to have challenging planets, then it will be abrupt going. But if it is a good planet, you have a smooth. At the same time, if you have Venus, if you have Jupiter in the third, most probably you have a good spouse, but you will not enjoy so much
Okay.
because Jupiter is losing its strength in the third house. So, like that.
That's true. You were talking about live-in relationship now in India also. It's being more popular, like in metros. And see, these things are already there in India, but not many people are doing that. But these days, many celebrities, even ordinary people also looking living having living relationship. So government is changing laws accordingly. Sometimes they are giving legal validity for the living relationship people, because see, I am watching when I am checking horoscopes for consultations, the denial of marriage is very prominent these days. Too many people are coming up with horoscopes, Indians coming up with horoscopes with the no marriage. But there are people, the horoscope is showing the association of women or men, vice versa. So what I think is that in the upcoming days, India also, in the living relationship, people also will get legal rights exactly like the Western people.
Yes, and also all these relationships you can see from D9. Also, you can see because in D9 you cannot see the you can see the time when it's good for marriage,
Yes.
but and also you can see the first and the seventh lord in D9 when they are activated. It usually happens, but the thing is that, for example, the relationships that are of your soul, when your soul goes to someone, when you fall in love, you can still be married, but you can fall in love. So this you can see also from D9 because this is a soul match actually. A chart for soul matches, and it is a chart for um, sun and moon, this dance.
Okay.
So this is the way, the place where you can see it.
Okay. Thank you very much. You would like to add something extra?
No, do you have other question?
No, no. I have asked all the questions. Actually, let me tell you, my viewers, Maria is working now. She came, just took a 10 minutes break. She's on her break time. She has to go back to the work, right?
Oh,
So
yes.
thank you. Thank you so much for your
Thank
time.
you. Have a nice day.
Yeah, I hope you will come back again with more
Yeah.
time. Okay,
Thank you.
then. Thank you and bye.
Bye.